extraordinary apprentice was woken up by his house mouse leaving a note on his pillow. Wearily he opened his eyes, and with a sense of relief remembered where he was, back in his bedroom at the top of the wizard tower, quest completed. And then he remembered that Jenna, Nico, Snorri and Beetle were still not home. Septimus sat up, suddenly awake. Today, no matter what Marcia said, he was going to go and bring them back. Septimus picked up the note and brushed a couple of mouse droppings off his pillow. He carefully unfolded the tiny piece of paper and read, "From the desk of Marcia Overstrand, extraordinary wizard. Septimus, I would very much like to see you at midday in my study. I hope that is convenient for you, Marcia." Septimus let out a low whistle. Even though he'd been Marcia's apprentice for nearly 3 years, he had never had an appointment with her before. If Marcia wished to speak to Septimus, she would interrupt whatever he was doing and speak to him. Septimus would have to stop what he was doing right away and listen. But today, his second day back from the quest, it seemed that something had changed. As Septimus read the note again just to make sure, the distant chimes of the Draper's Yard clock drifted through his window. He counted them, 11, and breathed a sigh of relief. It would not be good to be late for his first ever appointment with Marcia. Septimus had slept late, but that was on Marcia's instructions. She had also told him that he did not have to clean the library that morning. Septimus looked at the rainbow-coloured beam of sunlight filtering through the purple glass in his window and shook his head with a smile. He could get used to this. An hour later, dressed in a new set of green apprentice robes that had been left out in his room for him, Septimus knocked politely on Marcia's door. "Come in, Septimus." Marcia's voice drifted through the thick oak door. Septimus pushed open the creaky door and stepped inside. Marcia's study was a small wood-panelled room with a large desk set under the window and a vase of magic in the air that set Septimus's skin tingling. It was lined with shelves on which were crammed moth-eaten, leather-bound books, stacks of yellowing papers tied with purple ribbons, and a myriad of brown and black glass pots that contained ancient things that even Marcia was not sure what to do with. Among the pots, Septimus saw his brother Simon's pride and joy, a wooden box with sleuth written on it in Simon's loopy heap handwriting. Septimus could not help but glance out at a tall, narrow window. He loved the view from Marcia's study, a breathtaking vista across the rooftops of the castle to the river, and beyond that to the green slopes of the farmlands. Far, far in the distance, he could see the misty blue line of the foothills of the Badlands. Marcia was sitting behind her desk in her much worn but very comfortable tall purple chair. She looked fondly at her apprentice, who was unusually well turned out, and smiled. "Good afternoon, Septimus," she said. "Do sit down." Marcia indicated the smaller but equally comfortable green chair on the other side of the desk. "I hope you slept well." Septimus took his seat. "Yes, thank you," he replied, a little warily. Why was Marcia being so nice? "You've had a difficult week, Septimus," Marcia began. "Well, we all have. It's very good to have you back. I have something for you." She opened a small drawer, took out 2 purple silk ribbons, and laid them on the desk. Septimus knew what the ribbons were, the purple stripes of a senior apprentice, which, if his apprenticeship went well, he would get to wear in his final year. It was nice of Marcia to let him know that she'd make him a senior apprentice when the time came, he thought, but his final year was a long way off, and Septimus knew only too well that a lot could go wrong before then. Do you know what these are? Marcia asked. Septimus nodded. Good. They are yours. I am making you senior apprentice. What, now? Marcia smiled broadly. Yes, now. Now? Like today? Yes, Septimus, today. I trust the ends of your sleeves are still clean. You didn't get any egg on them at breakfast, did you? Septimus inspected his sleeves. No, they're fine. Marcia stood up, and so did Septimus. An apprentice must never sit when his tutor is standing. Marcia picked up the ribbons and placed them on the hems of Septimus's bright green sleeves. In a puff of magical purple mist, the ribbons curled themselves around the hems of the sleeves and became part of his tunic. Septimus stared at them amazed. He didn't know what to say, but Marcia did. Now, Septimus, you need to know a little about the rights and duties of a senior apprentice. You may determine 50% of your own projects and also your main timetable within reason, of course. You may be asked to deputise for me at the basic level wizard tower meetings, for which, incidentally, I would be very grateful. As senior apprentice, you may come and go without asking my permission, although it is considered courteous to inform me where you are going and at what time you intend to return. But as you are still so young, I would add I do require you to be back in the Wizard Tower by 9 p.m. on weekdays, midnight at the latest on special occasions. Understood? Still gazing at the magical purple stripes shimmering on the ends of his sleeves, Septimus nodded. Understood, I think. But why? Because, Marcia said, you are the only apprentice ever to return from the quest. Not only did you return alive, but you returned having successfully completed it. And even more incredible, you were sent on this terrible thing before you had even gotten halfway through your apprenticeship. And you still did it. You used your magical skills to better effect than many wizards in this tower could ever hope to do. This is why you are now senior apprentice.